Hi, my sweet friends, and welcome back to Crochet Every Day with Judy. Yes, you're seeing me in the same clothes as the last video because I'm recording more than one video today. But I have something that I wanted to bring up that is important to me, and that is our children, our school children. And I talked to someone from our public schools, and it's a division of the schools, and the program is called Adelante, which means like to move forward. And I have been part of a group that has donated to Adelante in the past. We have collected new and gently used coats, and these are for the underserved children and their families in the Santa Fe Public School District. Now, I have some statistics here that I would like to read, and some of it is important for what I'm saying. Some of it is just information, okay? So for the 2021-22 school year, there are 30 public schools serving 13,097 students in the Santa Fe, New Mexico School District. Our average testing ranking is 4 out of 10, which is in the bottom 50% of public schools in New Mexico. Now, if any of you know anything about Santa Fe is kind of a rich town. I'm not rich, believe me, but we have many millionaires, probably, and some billionaires, but many millionaires in Santa Fe. It's a big arts community. People retire here, and George R.R. Martin lives here. If you don't know who he is, he wrote the book The Game of Thrones, and those are the books that the TV series was based on. So you would think that we would not have much poverty in Santa Fe, but we actually have. There's a big disparity between the very upper class and the lower class. And I hold my hands wide, but actually it's here and here, and the middle class is not very big. So public schools in Santa Fe have an average math proficiency score of 18% versus the New Mexico public school average of 20%, and reading proficiency score of 30% versus the 32% statewide average. So inasmuch as we have all these wealthy individuals, we also have those who do live in poverty. And as we all know, those are the children who are least served and have the most trouble becoming proficient in school subjects. Minority enrollment is 84% of the student body, and I have to say that many of those are not in their first language is not English. Now, there are schools that have classes that are bilingual. Not all of the elementary schools, I don't believe, have bilingual classrooms. But the Santa Fe School District is ranked within the bottom 50% of all 122 school districts in New Mexico. The school district's graduation rate now has increased from 64% to 78% over 5 school years. So that is a good statistic. So anyway, in these underserved children and their families, they often not only aren't proficient in school subjects, but they don't have basic needs. So in order to try and help out with that, I have started, I asked this person who I called at Adelante if they would accept hats and scarves for the children and families. And she said yes, and the need is most prevalent from ages 1 through 11. So these are babies, toddlers, small children, up to age 11, which is the 6th grade. And some of those students, though, are almost the size of adults. So I have a chart that shows hat sizes. And you can get this off the internet, or if I will also make sure that this is in the description box below. And let me show you the hats that I have made. Now, these are all mixed up as to size because I started pulling hat patterns, and I would make a hat pattern using, say, an I hook, and then one with an H hook and one with a G hook of the same pattern. So they're different sizes. But I just will show you the hats that I have made. And I can usually make, if I'm working pretty steadily, I can make 3 to 4 hats easily in a day, even with doing laundry and cooking and things like that. So I have made quite a few in the last week. I stopped for a bit and have started on some whips that I need to get finished up. Actually, this one wasn't in the past week, but that's one that I think I made that on the knitting machine, or maybe someone else did. But I started making hats, and I've just kept making them out of mostly 4-weight yarn. I may have used a 3-weight here and there. But I will be giving these hats, and I need to make some scarves also to go with these. Hats are just really easy to make. I'm sure you've all found that out. Here's one in a sparkly yarn. I'm sure there are kids who like sparkle too. So I've been setting these on my lap, and here we are. We've got a big pile of hats. So those will be going to Adelante, and I will be making scarves too. If you are interested in donating to the Santa Fe Public Schools Adelante program with hats, scarves, I've even seen some that are little hoods. I imagine they would take cowls. You don't usually see cowls for little ones. And I don't make scarves for, say, babies and toddlers. Too much chance of them getting choked by tightening it themselves, or someone else tightens it, or they get caught on something and they're not able to get loose. So for little ones, I would not make scarves. But I will be making the hats. So if anyone is interested in donating, I will put my email address in the description box below. Now, if you email me, read that address carefully. There is no R in my last name. It's my name and then some other letters, and at AOL.com. But there is no R in my last name. So make sure that you carefully look at the spelling of my email address. But I will put that down there. You can email me, and I will send you my mailing address, and you can send me hats and scarves. I will be making these at least through the end of January, so there will be a whole month to send them in. And we have cold weather here through, well, really into March, so they can use them. So I will see how I'm doing by the end of January, and if I need more, then we can keep going for a little while longer. But at least through the end of January, I can accept hats and scarves for ages 1 through 11, boys and girls. And I would imagine if there were adult sizes in there, they could find people who could use those as well. So anyway, I wanted to thank you. If you are in any way considering helping out, I so appreciate it, and so will the public schools and the families in the public schools. Thank you so much for watching. I love each and every one of you. I'd appreciate it if you like and subscribe. And I want you to remember that you are the light of the world. So be sure to let your light shine, because you never know when someone else might need your light to get them through their darkness. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.